Hey guys, if you missed the table last week, we missed you and we hope to see you tonight. But this is the table recap from last week, and we started a brand new discussion series entitled In Joy, and it's all about joy this month. So we're going to have a great month this month. And part one was all about what is joy. And our conversations last week revolved around the Bible and how the Bible approaches joy. And it talks about joy in two ways: as an emotion. And we know that joy, that's like if you eat a good ice cream cone, you go on vacation, you feel this happiness, which is joy. And then there's joy that is an action, that is almost a command. And so Philippians chapter 4, verse 4 is our main verse for this month. And the verse says this: "Rejoice in the Lord always. I will say it again, rejoice." So last week we were talking how weird it would be if the writer of the scriptures, if God had commanded this kind of joy, rejoice in the Lord always, if we couldn't have control over our joy. So there's a lot of like peace that comes with knowing that we can decide to have joy in our circumstances, that we can have control over our joy, that circumstances don't have control over our joy. And that's good news. And that's a reason to celebrate, because how many times do uncontrollable things happen in our lives and it seems to sap our joy? But the Bible speaks of this kind of a joy that can kind of be sustained through circumstances, regardless of how bad they are. And we were looking at 1 Corinthians 3:16 that says this: if you are a follower of Jesus, if you put your faith and trust in Jesus, do you not know that you are God's temple and that God's Spirit dwells in you? What an amazing thing that God himself lives within his followers, and what kind of benefit comes from the Spirit of God living within us? Well, in Ephesians it says that the same resurrected power that rose Jesus from the grave actually resides within us. But in Galatians it says that this Spirit within us produces things in our lives like fruit. And among those fruit are love and joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness, faithfulness, self-control, all those things. But love and joy, that the Spirit within us, that God within us actually produces this kind of joy, so that the uncontrollable circumstances in our lives does not have to dictate our joy, but we can have joy and take joy and rejoice in the Lord always, regardless of our circumstances. In fact, he says, I'll say it again, rejoice. So that was all last week about what is joy. It's an emotion. It's also an action. And when can we have it? We can have it at all times because of the Spirit of God who lives within us. So tonight we're continuing in part 2, and we're going to be asking more nuanced questions of when should we have joy and why should we have joy. So we hope to see you tonight, but I also wanted to give just a quick announcement. I'm very excited about this. At the end of this month, in place of the meal, we're all coming together and we're going to have baptisms, and we're going to invite everyone to bring a side dish, and we're going to celebrate people who are going to give their lives to Jesus and who want to respond in this way of baptism, which is just an outward expression of an inward reality. So there's more to come, but I had a special request for those of you who call the table home, that you would mark your calendars at the end of this month, the last Tuesday of this month in June, to come and be a part of baptism, so we can make this a party and rejoice and have joy in the midst of those who are giving their lives to Christ. So hope to see you tonight. We love you. Part 2 of In Joy coming your way. See you soon.